Hello, Internet. So, welcome back to another Art Chat Friday. It's not Friday right now, but it's Thursday. Anyways, today we are doing another illustration. This one's actually digital, so ooh, fancy. I have never done the style of recording before. Typically, I either do recording and then I talk over it. And there's typically a script right in front of me, so if you hear that's kind of like stilted and less natural, that's the reason. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to finish up this drawing that I did yesterday during my break. So you will notice that this is not my usual character. Typically I will either do a more natural scene or like a cutesy little character. Typically it's female. But this one has an object head. I have made a character before in the past that kind of looks like this. He's a telephone, because of course he is. So what am I saying? Oh, so basically this character is very much like Steven Ringer. He's like the little green telephone character that you see sometimes pop up in your FYP, or like he's typically in the shorts or on a post. I have posted him like 3 times. So yeah, this character basically was brought about the same way that Steven Ringer was. Steven was a product of Art Block, and so is this one. During the times I have Art Block, I typically look onto Pinterest and to see like the first object, and I wanted to see if I could characterize, said object. So yeah, this is how this character came along. I wanted her to look really sweet, kind of like the opposite of Steven. She very much Mrs. Potts related. So yeah, kind of gave her like this older outfit, more cottagecore-y, and I also made the background the same hot pink that Steven has. Let's see, teapots, a yellow teapot specifically. Alright, so I have my image. I'm just going to look up a color palette. I think I also want to give her a background, kind of like the same way that I did with Steven Ringer. And I'm going to say this dude's name over and over again. I never ever draw male characters, but for some reason this time I drew a male character, and the only thing is that he has no face. It is just dude with a telephone hole. Like head, telephone head. I don't know. Lately I've been seeing on Instagram these really interesting photos of these really odd characters, and I kind of want to make something kind of like this. It typically has like hold on, I am way too distracted. It has like a mysterious atmosphere to it, which is always very intriguing to me. There is a certain, love I have for mysterious stuff. Not like completely hardcore mystery, but like almost WandaVision-ish. Does anybody else remember that show? WandaVision? Alright, so basically what I had decided to do for this particular character was to go with a more earthy tone to kind of counteract the yellow. The only problem is I didn't like it. Nobody likes brown and yellow together. It's like, it's the worst combination. It's just not good. So after going back and forth a few times, I even added in this little color swatch and placed down all the colors that I was using at that moment. Then I found this little apron on Pinterest, and that's when I saw the light. Okay, my denial finally washed away. I realized that the turd brown was not good with this lemonade. So I was very pleased with that. And then I just basically swapped out, all the brown for green. So now you no longer have turd, you now have diarrhea. You're welcome. Another thing with this color swatch, so it was kind of difficult to figure out like what the color the apron should be because I really didn't want to use brown. I felt like brown made the entire thing heavy. And I really wanted to avoid purple because of Mrs. Potts. So I kind of went with this gray. I kind of liked it because it dulled down all of the intense colors, but ultimately I did give into my nature and put purple with yellow. I put the purple with most of the accents, such as the heart on the corner of her apron and her ribbons as well as her shoes. As you all can see, there is a lot of back and forth. I have a very hard time with, coloring within the lines. I've always had that problem. I'm a very messy person. I'm not sure. Okay, you know what? We'll try this. I'll just put on like a little doo-doo-doo. And here you witness a crazy lady arguing within herself how to apply blush to glass. Doo-doo. Is that what her cheek would be? Or would that be a... Nobody knows past me. Just get on with it. Above the spout. Forget the blush. But the blush is nasty. We'll just add blush to the fingertips just to make her look a little bit more alive. It's actually looking real cute, actually. See the vision. I think this needs a little bit more variation. Just to really show off the little hands. There we go. Would blush go on the handle right here? Would that act like an ear, or would that be a hair? I think that would be hair. There we go. All right, I am now back. For a little bit there, my camera died, which is also my phone. So while my phone was charging, I went ahead, did my chores, all the good stuff in life, ate some dinner, which was really good. And now I'm back. So, where am I at now? Okay, so I put on the blush. I did the little purple accents on her dress. I've made her heart purple, her ribbons purple, and her shoes purple. So now it's time for shading, I believe. Shading. Enunciation is important. So, go ahead and go into another layer. And I'm going to make... Do I want to make the main... I don't think I want to do shell shading. I'm trying to get away from shell shading. To me, shell shading just looks a little bit too harsh and maybe a little bit too cartoony. Despite the slander, she in fact did use shell shading. I think I'm going to use like a dark pink like at first. Or should I use that as a bounce light? I don't know how to do this. You are learning with me, so I apologize. But I'm going to keep the gloaming brush on just to give it some texture. I'm going to first start with the handle. Oh, that's why it's not working. Okay. Whoops. You do not have a good view of this. All right, so boom. Fixed. All right. So let's go ahead and start working on this thing. I think I want to do something with this one. I want to put in like a little bit white. Her head just looks so bland. All right, there you go. I think I like that. Yeah, that's good. I'm also going to add on some bounce light. Just a little bit, I think. Now, how do I do that? Bounce light. I'm gonna go ahead and try this. Up here because I have a suspicion that this is going to be a very harsh light. Switch that over to favorite part. I'm going to put on some chromatic aberration and then just start playing with that little effect. I love working with these little effects. Love these things. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add that. Displace. Okay, transition. Fall off. Whoop. There we go. Now you have some fun going on here. Ooh, that looks so pretty. I actually love this. I actually love this so much. Okay, so I'm gonna add in some more. Put on more fall off. Put that on. I'm gonna add on some blur. Does that? Okay, why is that turning to yellow? That's what I'm not understanding. Like this looks great. Why is this yellow? Did I do something wrong? Or is it doing what it's supposed to do? I think it's supposed to be doing what it's supposed to do. Okay, so we got this now. Let's see, what do I want for her background? For Steven Ringer, I gave him like some strips of like kind of, I don't know, phone-based domestic life. Very cartoony. Kind of looks like washi tape. But what do I want to do for her? I feel like she's quite a bit of a homebody, but I feel like she has more of a cottagey feeling. Let's see. Time to go onto Yield Pinterest. Check out what's going on over there. Okay. Bushes. Now the question is, how would I I'm sorry, I just got completely distracted. How would I portray these little rose bushes? Because if they are like just circles of swirls, how am I going to portray the leaves? Because that would also take a long time. So, I'm taking suggestions here. Okay, so. Alright, so what I was just babbling about right there is that I wanted to have really simplified roses. So simplified, in fact, that probably a 2-year-old could make them. I wanted to give it the same feeling as Steven Ringer's, you know, kind of like really doodly, more like icons. So I made these circles, held it there, you know, kind of allowed the program to correct, you know, any faults that it finds in my circles, because Heaven knows I need it. And then I just put in like some lines to kind of convey petals. And then added on really, really simplified leaves. So after lowering the opacity on the sketch, I went back over with my handy dandy dry ink pen and just went over the lines. Alright, after finishing up inking, I went ahead and brought up a reference image of Steven and used the color palette from his poster. Then I doodled in a little emote for her to show her emotions, and then I added in the letters, just like Steven's. Okay, so now we have Mrs. Kettle. Just like Steven, she was born out of art block. So now that I have the last few minutes, I will give out my spiel. My sister and I are trying to start up a sticker business called Jumble and Mess. The store is not open yet, but if you want to see the sticker designs and or just enjoy the cute art, you can view that on Yield Instagram. But if you just want to see me, you can head on over to my Instagram account, which is Mess and More. So once again, I hope you have a wonderful day, and farewell!